also have open minds. So
that matters, actually. And I didn't know it matters, but it matters apparently. So shout out to everybody out there who like, you know, is, I guess, open-minded and, you know, a little bit more educated to just kind of like look at something and not automatically judge it because it's different. You know, that's really important. And anybody else who is out there like that, I want to be your friend.
Welcome back to another episode of the Millennial Girls podcast. I am Raquel and
I'm Natasha.
And we have a very special guest today, Brooke Morrison.
It's me. Hello.
Another lovely media personality down here in South Florida. And it's who I do the reaction videos with.
Yes.
And so we got an idea kind of for this episode going off of our reaction videos, but I think the theme is more so of like, let's have an open mind about things, whether it be like movies, music, I don't know, even like political things. Let's just not, you know, attack each other, shall we?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think we all need to have an open mind, and we're going to promote that, especially with what we're talking about today.
We're going to be talking about K-pop. So if you guys don't know what K-pop is, it's literally Korean pop music. We started doing reaction videos on YouTube. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, myself and Brooke, we record reaction videos. We watch K-pop music videos. The K-pop music videos are insane. They're singing, they're dancing. It's so visual. It's like a little movie. It's way ahead of the times.
Oh yeah, for
here.
sure.
I even show Natasha all the time because obviously Natasha was a dancer as well. So
you can't just not talk about it. Like it's just so if you like it, you're like in it. It's a rabbit hole for sure.
So I'm the one that's like the rookie to all the K-pop stuff. So actually I had discovered K-pop like, I don't know, more than 10 years ago actually, because I was dancing so much. And so just based on like certain songs that like a lot of the guys that I was dancing around were Filipino or Vietnamese. And so they would choose these songs that sometimes the K-pop songs would come out. And at that time, I think his name was Taeyang, was like, I think he's one of the, what's his role now? Because he's not like a K-pop star anymore.
He might have been from like Super Junior
or Big Bang
or something like that.
Those were Super Junior and Big Bang are like the OGs.
Yeah, Taeyang is an OG. He's an older idol.
Or TXT.
Right.
Or
so I had followed him, and then of course when Boa's song came out, because we were fans of Kenny Wormald, who's a dancer.
The love of my life. Anyway.
Obviously these are like a lot of dance references, but basically like different people in the industry, whether they were dancers, choreographers, they would all kind of dip their toes into the K-pop world.
Kyle Hannigan.
And that's how I was exposed to it originally. Yeah, otherwise, if I was not a dancer, I probably would have not known anything about K-pop up until now. Yeah. And so I guess like my question to you guys, since you're the experts in K-pop,
we are not experts. we are learning. Even the videos we do.
I mean,
like,
for me, you're expert.
I don't even think I ever can be an expert because we're not Korean. Like we didn't grow up in Korea, so I feel like you would have to be, actually in that world to be able to be considered any kind of expert. True. We just really love it. We just think it's like fun.
Right, for sure. Yeah. But I mean, like, still, like, obviously, references, like, you guys know the names of all the groups, so the names of all the dancers and the singers and who's the rapper, and there's, like, all sorts of roles that, like, Raquel has taught me about, too. I'm like, oh, wait, there's a rapper, and then there's a singer, and then there's the dancer, like, lead dancer. Yeah. So, I guess my question to you guys would be first is, what made you get into K-pop to begin with?
We have sisters.
Yeah, our siblings.
Yeah, both you two.
Both of our sisters.
Yeah, I have a sister. So I did the same thing you did. Only like I got into K-pop in like 2009, whenever Girls' Generation was a big deal, and they're like one of the first ever massive girl groups. Because up until then, it was mostly guy groups because they basically thought that like only teenage girls would be interested in like pop music in that way. But Girls' Generation kind of broke that barrier, and they had like a 9-girl group, and it just like everybody fell in love with them. Like everybody knows like Girls' Generation songs, G.O., like all those songs that are like I still listen to this day. They even did like Run Devil Run, which Kesha did an English version of. Yep. Oh, okay. They have a Korean version of it, and it's amazing. And that video is like I fell in love with K-pop the first time around because of that video, and I'll still watch it to this day. But forgot about it for like ever. And then came back to it when my sister was like, hey, like I really like BTS. Let me show you some of these like dumb BTS videos. Like, and when I say dumb, it's like they have like compilations where they're like just being dumb.
Their moments.
Funny, or like they're trying to speak English and it's like it fails. So that's really what got me into it. And then it like the music came second. So I fell in love with who they were as like people, and I thought they were just like a lot of fun to watch.
But see, that's so cool though, because that's what I'm starting to learn, like they have slowly like gotten me more into K-pop, right?
Yeah.
Like I feel like you guys are gonna be converting a lot.
I made her a playlist, guys.
And hopefully, even with this episode, this might convert you, or maybe just open up your mind to you know, wanting to even watch a K-pop video, whether it's the music video or the behind the scenes stuff. Because that's what I think is so cool about it, is how she said it's like you're not really getting into it per se for the music, which that's part of it, but it's just this whole culture that they kind of create.
It's not here. It's not like a prevalent thing here anymore. Right. And even for me, like my sister's been into K-pop forever, and I walked past the TV. I got into it during quarantine. I walked past the TV. My parents, my mom, and my dad and my sister were all watching a music video. I stopped. It was Tempo.
Yeah.
But
Like
Tempo by EXO, my favorite. And I literally was like, who are these people?
Yeah.
Because it's insane. The dancing is insane. I mean, Kai is literally beautiful. So I was like,
That's
who are these people?
Many guys that she has a crush on, by the way.
Hey.
There are a lot. There's just a lot to love. I think that's really what the difference is like here. Okay, so I stan Billie Eilish. Love her so much. I think she is like everything good about the industry, right? She's like naturally talented. She's young. She's the future. She's like fashionable. I think she's great. She also can dance. Right. Not as well as she used to because she has injuries. But, you know, she's one of those people that kind of grew up, in that environment. So you have somebody like that, or an Ariana Grande or something like that, and they pull off these massive shows and go on tour, and that's epic. But when you compare them, and you know, I don't like comparing artists, but when you look at the U.S. industry and you look at Korea, there's so many different kinds of things to like, and it's not only just the fun videos that you can like. There's also merch and stores and cafes, and there are things
they have
to
a
subscribe
whole
to.
museum, like
lifestyle.
It's a life. It really, truly is a lifestyle.
Yeah, so they give their fans so much to do and so much to love. So it's not just a one and done. It's not like Ariana Grande dropped a new song and then you listen for maybe a month and then it's over and then you wait for the next one. This, like, they're doing calendar shoots. They're doing like comebacks almost every single month.
Seasons greetings. They have that whole thing that just dropped.
It becomes a part of your lifestyle. It becomes a part of who you are as a person. So they're able to make more money. They're able to kind of like hold fans and carry them with them as they get older and things like that. It's different.
They have totally just reinvented the entertainment industry there. Right. These people are on TV every single day of the week performing. There's always music. Insane. There's always entertainment. I mean, I couldn't even tell you that we get that for an award show, and it's subpar most of the time. It's not also anything.
It's the attitude too that artists have for fandoms, because like I feel like while artists here are like, I love my fans, thank you so much, and I love God and everybody, like in
World
Korea,
peace.
Like in Korea, it's literally like, we know we wouldn't exist without the love that you show us, and they're so vocal about that, and so the fans actually feel like they're getting something in return. They feel like they're benefiting from their favorites like fame.
Artist.
And them being successful.
This is going to be a totally biased comment, but it's coming out of my mouth, is I feel like the huge difference with what K-pop is compared to here in the States, and who knows, wherever else too, but it's like they put so much dedication and there's so much commitment to even becoming a star to begin with. Like it's not just something that's like, boom, I got one hit song and overnight. Like, I don't know if you guys want to explain like kind of that whole like schooling system. What I tell Raquel is like, especially in the dance world, like if you're not a dancer, a lot of the troops, which funny enough, now stuff from 10 years ago is trending on TikTok again, dance troops that were winning World of Dance or competitions and stuff like this.
Jabberwockies, all that stuff.
Like, all the stuff that ended up on television and stuff, which thank God, because now you can see that world, but there are troops that are, they go by ages, and then they kind of like grow up, and then you go into the next troop if you audition and you get in. So there's like kind of like levels like in school. That's how it is in the dance world, and I feel like they kind of have that same model and plus some.
So if you've watched the BLACKPINK documentary, which I told her, I was like, you need to watch it. Great. Everyone needs to watch it. So I feel like it's kind of very similar to dance, and that's why I think also another thing with K-pop is why I was so in it and just clicked with it right away was because I was used to that. Like I went through it kind of in my own, way. But basically they're scouted when they're little, like sometimes 10, 11, 10, 11, 12, and then you can audition for different agencies have global auditions, and if you get, basically accepted, you become a trainee. And you train, and you either get cut or you don't. And sometimes you can be a trainee for 10, 12 years and never make it into a group. And then you leave and can go to another, agency or...
And being a trainee, it takes you have dance rehearsals every day,
singing,
acting,
vocal,
and then actual school.
And then they send you to there's 2 performing arts schools over in Seoul, and they send you there.
But on top of that, like if you're also from a different country, then you have to learn Korean.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's a lot of Korean.
Yeah, so that shocked me too. So
Americans,
again, if this is all new to you, like there are members that are from Taiwan, there are members from China, and then you're just like, or like even the States.
Yeah.
I know
Eric
who
Nam.
is it? Yeah,
Eric
Nam.
Nam.
Yeah.
Eric, yeah.
So that shocked me too, because I was like, oh, I thought everyone in the K-pop group is Korean, basically like doesn't speak English, but that's definitely not the case.
So when I was showing her NCT, I was like, Johnny's from Chicago, Mark's from Canada.
Right. And even, you know, like there are 2 actual like natural English speakers from BLACKPINK as well.
Yeah.
Jenny grew up in like New Zealand.
Yeah.
And then Rose is Australian.
Right.
And then you have another one who's Thai. And then you have only one who is Korean and was actually born and raised there.
Right. Yeah.
It's insane.
But I feel like it's also kind of changing and shifting there too, because I feel like now they're more welcoming for people from maybe the States and other places, because they're like, oh, this is a global industry now, so
the only thing that's still the same is that you have to be Korean or Asian to some extent.
But they are okay with you being, you know, Korean American.
Yeah, so we can't become K-pop stars.
No, unfortunately
but you know
not.
what? That's okay. I think there's still that boundary, which is a good thing, because again, it's like, you know, like a lot of people are like, well, why can't I also be a K-pop idol? And it's like, well, because it's not for you, and that's fine. You can like,
damn it,
you can enjoy it, and you can like you can still be a part of it without trying to, you know, it's actually much easier to become famous here than it would be in Korea. So also take advantage of that too.
Totally.
Like, but I think a lot of people get caught up in like, oh, well, they're pretty and famous and awesome, so I want to do that too. But it's like, okay, well, bro, if you're like literally you're white and from Jersey, like it's just gonna be like,
you're not gonna be unless you're Korean.
Unless you're Korean American, which again is dope, and go try it out and see what happens. But
I'm gonna go check my lineage. Like, what is it? Like what is it called?
23andMe.
Yeah, like those things where it's like, do I have something somewhere?
Right, back rooted, but
should definitely stay.
Yeah,
you know.
So we're gonna stay here. No, but I think it's one of those things that I hope this episode does, you know, make you go, if not dip your toes, like explore it a little bit, and DM us, ask us what to listen to, who to listen to. I mean we listen, you know.
Always. We ask that on every single one of our videos. If you have any recommendations, or you had like, there's new groups. We just did Luna, and they're you know, pretty new as well, and things like that. Like if anybody, we're down. Like we're down to listen. We're down to like do a reaction or something. So I
think one of those things too. Like even though 2020 has been such a mess, and I wouldn't have discovered K-pop. Because I was so into, you know, we were working at an EDM station. I was so EDM land. It was like tunnel vision. There was nothing else happening. I didn't know what was going on in any other genre, honestly, because we were so into that genre. So I'm so thankful, because I'm like, okay, I'm learning not only new music, but a new culture too. I mean, we're trying to learn Korean a little bit.
I can still, I mean, like I'm still getting there. And the more that I watch, you know, things in Korean or listen to the music, it gets easier to kind of like,
you pick up more words,
sentence structure and things like that. But it is a very difficult language to learn for us. I mean, like Asian languages are, because English is so different. But
I mean, I'm literally like screaming.
And then you have symbols for letters, so that doesn't help either.
Right. I can already read Hangul.
Yeah, so, she can read.
Yeah. Wow.
I just don't know what any of it means, but I can sound it out.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
That's kind of like when I tried to learn Russian for like 2 weeks. That was interesting.
Right, but you liked that music.
But that was the funny part. Well, I listen to a lot of like international music. It's just something that just kind of happened.
We're cultural people
like,
here.
I'm definitely not in like the industry, the culture, but I've just been exposed to like a certain artist or something, like a Russian rapper or like an Italian rapper or something like that, and then I just start browsing through the music, and then I somehow come across this other stuff that like sounds really cool, which I mean, I don't know, maybe we should like put a playlist together or something on our website. Because that would be super fun. I mean, like
I made one, guys.
If you guys want to see like more of just different stuff, like I can definitely include like some of the Russian, the Italian music, obviously
let's
Spanish,
do it.
but Spanish is like more common.
Right.
But for us
the
here,
K-pop stuff, like she could, I'm sure, put a whole documentary together just from everything that she's
so guys, this
shown
is
me
this
so
person.
far.
Yeah, I know.
Or you could include your sister's PowerPoint.
No, my sister literally had to make me a PowerPoint because one of the groups has 23 members.
It's crazy.
It's 23 members, and I know them all. Let's just.
I do not. Still.
Yeah,
I'm getting there. I mean, like, but it's so funny because like she likes different groups than I like.
Right.
So like she's like the EXO, NCT, wavy, you know, like that side of things. Yeah. And then I am more of like the Stray Kids, BTS, you know, Twice, ITZY, you know, things like that.
I got 7 too.
Yeah. But like, it's so, there's so many
There
groups.
is. It's so different. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like that's the thing is people like it all sounds the same, which is the most.
No,
It
I
doesn't.
disagree.
It doesn't.
Actually, so I was actually watching their reaction videos, I think like 2 nights ago. I had watched like a couple, and then I started like, I was like, okay, let me thumbs up these, like let's watch, because I wanted to like kind of catch up on everything. And there were, I forget the name of the other hosts that you guys had on for
Frankie?
Frankie?
Yes, Frankie. You guys did the Dynamite
Yes.
reaction,
Yes.
BTS. And that's obviously the song that's like blown up in the States as kind of like the big K-pop song in the States. And it was really funny to me how I was like totally sucked in with Black Swan actually.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
who again? I'm blanking.
BTS.
It's BTS.
BTS.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
BTS. The name of the song is Black Swan. They came on Jimmy Fallon.
So
they did this whole like
They did
just have to
BTS
watch
week.
it.
BTS week on Jimmy Fallon, and
It was just,
Oh.
it was spectacular. And I kept texting Raquel, and she's like, I haven't seen it yet because we're supposed to react to it. And I was
Yeah.
like, it's so good.
I was like, don't tell me.
That's one of our videos that has over 100,000 views on
Yeah.
it too.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And anyways, you guys gotta watch it and listen to the song. The song itself, like I'm so into it. Like I literally had it on repeat for like minimum 2 days because the song was just so good, and it's so different from Dynamite in my opinion. Like totally different kinds of songs from the same group.
Right.
And so it's funny how like even with Frankie, like he was like, oh, I really like Dynamite, and I was like, how? Like all of us were like Black Swan. It's just crazy, like how it, I guess,
It's
just
funny
makes you feel
what
and
everyone
react.
kind of gravitates to.
Yeah,
But that's also
of
why
course.
it's so funny when we're doing these videos because I'm like, oh, Brooke, this one came out. And she's like, this one came out. I'm like, okay, we'll do both. And then it's funny to see. It's funny to see how we both react to it, but then it's also funny to see like the comments because people are so into it, which is so great. Like these people, thank you so much for watching the videos, but it's funny to see what people's reactions are in the comments as well. Like it's almost like they're there.
Like, what do they say?
I mean, people have full out wars in the comments.
Well, yeah, we posted a video once where we
Our
included
first
both
one.
EXO and BTS, and the
We
comments
said-
became
a war.
a war. It was like basically how many more people can say they're Team EXO than Team BTS.
And
or
we
something
said we're like,
that.
we are not comparing them
Right.
at all.
But it's a very competitive
market.
Yeah, but and that's what makes it so great.
Yeah.
And I think that, EXO has been, since like 2013 or 2012,
Yeah, 2012.
like the group. Like EXO has been like one of the top selling groups of all time for K-pop.
Yeah.
And then BTS kind of came in, I think like 2017, 2018, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden they just shot up. So now there's like that, but wait, EXO, like my group
Interesting.
is better because they've been better for longer. No, but mine is because
I'm
they
like,
made it to the States.
Can we all just
and, like,
get
blah, blah, blah.
along?
I mean, they both have good points. That's it. Like, we're just kind of sitting there looking at it like, oh, interesting. Like, we're learning.
Yeah,
Like, we're just
yeah.
kind of like, wow,
We've
okay, so we
learned
didn't know that
a
this
lot.
was like a thing. And then, like, even we dropped a Twice video, and in it, because I titled it Queens. And somebody was like, excuse me,
Blackpink's
are
the queens.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Oh my God.
okay, let's all be friends here. Let's
Like,
be
I
nice.
did not know that, okay. But again, it's like, it's not, we're not trying to post anything to say one's better than the other.
Yeah.
And we hope that it doesn't come across like that because there's so
Yeah.
much to love about so many different groups.
No, I mean, me not talking to you guys about it at all,
Yeah.
I don't see it as you're taking a side at all. Not
Yeah,
at all.
okay.
No. No, you're just reacting. That's
Yeah,
it.
we're
That's it.
literally
Of
just
course. I
reacting.
think it's all
the,
so great.
the thing that I love about the K-pop culture and between all the groups is that you have these groups with these massive amount of people. So like you have a group with, Blackpink is 4, but then you have other groups that have 12 members or 9 members.
NCT has 23. Like
23, like
Yeah.
that's insane. And
Yeah.
that's I don't know, I feel like it's first of all not easy to manage because you have so many different
Oh
kinds
my God.
of personalities.
They've
So-
gotten it down to a science.
it's
though.
so insane.
But like
It's
what do you guys
insane.
think about the whole like group member factor rather than it being like just solo artists compared to here, because that's a huge
Yeah.
difference
I
that
mean-
we don't really have. Like
Yeah.
for us, Spice Girls were such a
Iconic.
phenomenon for us
Yeah.
because it was just like, wow, like 5 girls that they get along and I was actually on YouTube the other day when we were trying to dress up as Spice Girls for Halloween.
Yeah.
And I was just like, wait, let me look up like Spice Girls on YouTube. And then like some kind of documentary, like the reunion documentary had come out. I think some people like, I don't know, we posted
together.
Yeah.
their own thing. And it was so crazy because even after, whatever gap, 10 years or something, they were still all like, oh my God, it was so nice to like be able to get back with you guys again. Like one of us just had a kid, the other
Yeah.
one was pregnant, but they were all like so positive toward each other. And I feel like from the outside, you see people like, we had the Backstreet Boys versus NSYNC or Christina versus Britney, and it was kind of that same, war between
the two.
Yeah,
the fan war.
Yeah, like having a favorite. So I don't know, like, what do you guys think about the group aspect of it and how important that is?
I think it's something that definitely is very distinctive of the format itself. Excuse me. Which it's new for us, but for them, they've made it work
for so many years,
for so long. Yeah, and it's something that they have obviously seen value in. The fact where you have so many different girls. So basically, if you look at a group and if you only see 3 people there, if you don't like those 3 people, then you don't like the group.
Right.
And if you have 9. It's a higher chance that you're going to like somebody from a group or be attracted to them in some way and maybe spend some money on them.
On the merch, on the this, on the they still sell physical albums.
Right.
In the millions. NCT, one of the groups that we react to and I love, one of my favorite groups, they're $1 million sellers now.
They're collector's items. And so that's what I mean. It's like, there's with BTS, I mean, BTS fans love to say like, solo stands aren't a thing. Like we love all 7. Like all 7 is BTS. Therefore, I stan every single one of them. But there are definitely people who are like Jimin stans or Tae stans or something like that. And the same thing with every single group. Yeah. There are people who like Bang Chan fans, who are Felix fans, who are Han fans with Stray Kids and things like that. So. I don't know. I think it just makes it easier for them to sell an artist because they know that there's more to love about them, if that makes sense. It's easier for them to sell the merch and to get people to come out and spend money on a concert or something. These
concerts you can't even get tickets to.
Oh my god.
It's the most insane.
Oh my god.
They sell out in like 1 minute.
Like
I don't
sold
I don't even know
if I could ever go to a BTS show.
Yeah.
Because I would have to get tickets through a label. Like I would have to
we would have to like
use my connections
sell our soul to
K-pop. Because there are people who sit on their computer and like buy tickets. It's insane. But like I said, it's like when you have 7 people in a group, then you have a crap ton of people who at least like someone who want to spend money on them. If you don't like Billie Eilish, you're not going to spend money on going to see Billie Eilish.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, obviously not from a monetary perspective, but that's what I love about the groups in general, because you're always going to have your favorite. You're always going to have the person that you have a crush on. Like when Spice Girls were around, of course, all of us identified with one of them at the time.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. That's why it's fun. Right. It's like you have, but they did it so well to the point where they branded every single girl so differently. Like Baby, Posh, Scary, blah, blah, blah. And they kind of do the same thing with the K-pop groups. Like everybody has their own personality and they kind of amplify their personality
towards that. Yeah.
Yes. I think they do it pretty flawed. I think we have a lot to learn from them. And if we got past the whole hyper masculinity of American like culture, and if we got past the whole, oh, well, they're dumb because they wear makeup,
and dye their hair a lot.
Like, literally shut up, because you have so many women of all ages who want to get in all these guys' pants. Like, believe me, like you can learn a few things from these guys. But if we just got past that, I feel like we could make a lot of money.
That's like the most wild thing to me. And we tried to actually record a reaction video in a different kind of aspect, and we were gonna go up to people in Miami, of course, social distancing with our mask, all that stuff. But and ask people what they thought about certain groups. And we couldn't even we got one person who was willing to do it and watch it, and he was foreign. He was from Ireland. Yeah. Like it's this, we have this stigma here that's like, oh, I can't say that he's like a good looking guy. Like if it's a good looking.
It was an interesting,
it was such a weird moment. Yeah, it was, I've never had an experience like that ever. And I was very put off. I was like, this is so sad and disappointing that this is how we are.
Yeah. And it's going to take a long time. That's what's unfortunate, is like I feel like as radio stations or labels or something like that, you should be kind of like the person who's getting ahead of it and like making it a trend and actually capitalizing on what's already popular for so many people around the world. But there are so many people who are either scared of it or don't see how they personally can make money from it. Therefore, it doesn't matter. Therefore, to them, it's like we don't want to have anything to do with it. And like I said, if it makes you uncomfortable, especially as grown men, then a lot of grown men aren't going to want to deal with it. And so that's what we've seen, unfortunately. And it's really sad.
Gosh. I'm like, can we just get can we get one of the K-pop guys to come and chime in on this topic? That would be great. Like,
bro, if you ran a K-pop boy in here right now,
you'd have a stroke.
And then all of a sudden we get a knock on the door. Could you imagine? A surprise!
Which one?
I'd cry.
Oh my god, we should have bought like a cardboard cutout.
Shonu.
If it was
like,
right, and that's the thing is like a lot of these guys are like 6'2",
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
super
And-
muscular. Have you seen WONHO? That guy is jacked.
Yeah.
look,
That's so
They're
crazy.
they definitely have faces on them. That's for sure.
again, it goes back to being open-minded. I definitely think that it's something that,
Open-minded.
you know, when I was younger, and if I would have seen one of these guys on the street walking past, I don't know if I would turn and be like, oh, attractive. You know, like, is that my type, quote unquote? Like, but when you watch the videos, aside from like getting, you know, the behind the scenes and you kind of get to know their personalities, which makes you like them even more, kind of choose who's your favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool to see like the way that they dress and the way that they
Oh,
kind
the
of express
fashion?
themselves. And again,
insane.
don't think I would have ever been into a guy that like dyes his hair platinum blonde or blue or pink. But
And I'm like, hi.
I know, we're like, oh.
No, totally. But it's like, well,
Namjoon has blonde hair now. Wow.
well,
yeah.
what? I mean, my man shaves his hair off, so that's totally another thing. Like, wait, do any K-pop stars like go bald, or they all have like hair?
Peniel from B2B is
Yeah,
bald.
but he shaved his
right.
head because he was going bald.
Right.
So,
But,
Okay,
but like,
okay.
they all have very nice hair.
That's what I
I'm
was
so
gonna say.
jealous.
It's like all
but,
about their
I
hair.
mean, yeah, most of it is surgically done though, because a lot
Yeah.
of them don't really have great hair, or like they dye it so much it ends up falling out.
Right.
So there's also that
They
risk.
dye
but-
their hair more than me, so like
Yes,
that's a lot. So.
exactly.
Yeah, it's interesting, but that's why a lot of them have chosen to stop dyeing their hair. So there is a change in the industry that's happening. Like Suga from
Interesting.
BTS refuses to dye his hair anymore.
I mean, hey, I think it looks cool as hell. You get great Instagram pictures. You get cool music videos
Did
and
you
whatever.
see Jackson's hair is pink?
No, I didn't see
in the teasers.
Oh, I gotta look
And
at
then
that. I
and
love
then the
Jackson.
funny thing is, like, to be honest, like, I mean, even though they might be extremely fashionable and like really trendy looking, and I'm speaking for the guys, because the girls, we all want their clothes too. But it's funny because like watching the guys, like even Raquel and I, when we've spoken, we're like, we want his clothes. We want his clothes too.
Oh my
And
god! First of all, now they're all like Prada, Gucci, ambassador, everything.
Yo, yeah,
Like
Taehyung is known as Gucci Boy because
Yeah.
he literally, like, that's all he likes to wear is Gucci.
Yeah.
And then everybody, like, all girls want to try to dress like Jungkook from BTS
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they
So
call it like the e-boy, e-girl style. So now that's like a huge thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
the e-boy, e-girl is kind of goth look, or
Yeah,
A little bit,
it's like
yeah.
the yeah.
It's like, yeah, punk emo
Yeah.
slash,
Yeah, that's so funny
I
because
know,
I saw a hashtag somewhere and I was like, "What's this?" And then I googled
And
it.
you were in the
See,
rabbit hole.
Now we have to put that. What did I Google today?
Yeah.
E-girl. Like, I was
Yeah.
like, what is this? But oh my
It's
gosh,
amazing. I love it. That's why like you get so much inspiration. Like so many people will
A
say
lot, yeah.
once you get into K-pop, you actually start to dress better.
My hair's pink.
it's true.
Her hair is pink.
No, honestly, even the Millennial Girls like photo shoot that
Yeah.
Raquel and I did, I was totally inspired by
Blackpink.
Blackpink.
Yeah.
Primarily, I think Jennie, and I was
Yeah.
tagging her on my pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, I think she's the one that always like wears like Chanel this, Chanel that, right? I think.
Yeah.
Is it her? Or
Yeah,
another?
she does. She wears a lot
I
of
think
Chanel.
it's
Yeah.
her. Correct me if I'm wrong, people. Don't hate me.
Rose
Oh,
is like my
I love
ultimate
her.
style
Yeah.
guide in life. Like
Yeah.
the big pants little shirt thing
yeah.
is like my
Oh yeah,
my
I mean that was like every picture I was in for the photo
Literally,
shoot. So
go to millennial-girls.com because we're gonna put together a blog with all this stuff because
yeah.
it's just
yeah, no, I mean
There's a lot to love. That's literally what it is like you can
Yeah.
find something, even if you don't like BTS, there's going to be another group that you like.
Yeah.
Or there's going to be somebody else who like you like their fashion.
and there's so many new groups debuting now. It's younger and younger, which is so crazy. But
I don't
mean,
like that, but yeah.
Yeah,
go on.
I mean, there's
Preparing
but
for
but
the future.
but no, they are. They're ready.
really
Like
are.
they are in. You know, if you're training since you're 10, and once you turn 18, like you've already been with these people for 8 years. So it's
And the cool thing too, which going back to like being open minded, and even if you're not, you know, from the States and you're watching, or you're Korean too, like the cool thing about the K-pop groups is like going and being a trainee. Like some of these people, which if you watch the Blackpink documentary on Netflix, they literally are like, I couldn't sing for the life of me. And then all of a sudden they train them to be a singer. Like
Yeah.
it's insane. And it's so cool that they even get that opportunity where it's like, you don't necessarily have to be a triple threat, but
Right.
you could still be a really good dancer, but then they teach you how to be good at the other things. And
they'll teach you to rap. Or,
no, but
yeah.
I love that because like that's something that like I wish I always had on dancing, but no, I was on the right side or the left side or in the back, or they put me in the middle and I was the least flexible one, and I had to do like you know a spin with my leg in my hand, and
You're like, hello.
I was like, why am I front and center for this? You know, but
Yeah, that happens too. I do like, you know, you can kind of, I guess the only holdback you would have is if you're not tall enough or if you just like aren't good looking enough. But yeah, they do teach you
Interesting.
how to be an idol.
Yeah.
You know, like they try to make you as marketable as possible, which is something, unless here, like you're literally, like you said, a triple threat. You can already do everything, and you're already like, you know, like God-given talent, like Charlie Puth, you know, something like that. Yeah. Then you're probably not going to make it here. So, I mean, like, at least they do have an extra opportunity to make it over there.
And I mean, there's so many stories too, like I mentioned earlier, that, you know, you get, you know, scouted by a management company or agency, and then they don't debut there. They do something else. They go somewhere else. Or there are solo acts in Korea, guys. Like Eric Nam is one of our favorite solo artists, and they're a thing. They're also very big, but people, that's like gonna take a while for that even to happen here for sure. So because we still can't, you know, accept what's happening. But
it's and the final thing I have to say with the group aspect that I don't know, I just respect so much is being able to know that you have other people to kind of fall back on. Like, it's cool. I mean, I'm not saying that they're all bad. I mean, I'm sure that they have their bickering, their arguments, or maybe they dislike one another, especially if there's 23 of them in one group. I mean, you're bound to like not like someone. Come on. But it's cool that like knowing that you have other people there like going through the same thing, where like so many of the solo artists here, I feel like, especially from, you know, from the outside looking in, watching documentaries and such, it's like so many of them are having mental health issues, and you know, the child stars, they like go, you know, you're lucky if you make it by 20 something, and you know, without a ton of problems. And that's a cool thing. Like, I'm not saying that they don't deal with mental health and all this stuff, but I definitely think it's cool that they are promoting kind of that group factor of just like sisterhood and brotherhood, and you know.
No, and they definitely rely on each other. They're very open about that. I feel like being,
I think,
you know,
the most beautiful thing about a lot of them too, especially with BTS and their fans, is there are people who have literally attributed them to staying alive and like, you know, staying positive, or staying in school, or, you know, like making it through some really hard point in their life, to BTS existing. And I think that's really powerful. I mean, you know, obviously there are a lot of fans of artists who say the same thing about that, but BTS makes it a priority. They make their fandom, BTS Army, a priority in everything that they do. So the fans feel like they're involved in something, and they actually feel like they're physically reaching out to them from halfway across the world.
I don't know, even with me, because, you know, obviously got into it in quarantine when I lost my job and everything. It really has helped me just be positive and keep a positive mindset. And I don't know, I mean, obviously for me, dance was literally my whole world in my life. So that whole aspect alone just makes me so happy, and is something familiar. But I feel like I have a closer, I don't know if it's a connection with them or something. And I guess maybe it is because they put so much content out on YouTube, whether it's behind the scenes. They have their own shows. They're always on variety shows. It's like insane. So I guess it is because it's so much to watch, and you really are seeing their personalities. But I just feel like it's more of a connection with K-pop than anything here.
It's just a lot more genuine.
I feel maybe that's what it is.
Which again, it's not even that, you know, we're hating on the U.S. like music industry, because it's just different. I mean, we're just like it's just such a different culture to grow up in, and obviously they're, you know, they're making music and they're making stuff for other Koreans, you know, or for other people from like those Asian communities. So it's going to feel different to us. It's going to feel,
they're speaking a different language. Obviously, hello, we are aware of that, but
yeah, they obviously prioritize different things than we do. My sister says this all the time. How lucky do you feel that we exist in the same time as BTS? Like she gets really, like she feels as if, you know, being born when she was and enjoying it, and she, you know, we're like the same age as BTS. The youngest is like 23, the oldest is 28. So like we're within those boundaries, and she's always like, I just cannot believe that I was lucky enough to literally be their age and like experience life along with them.
Because we had said that earlier. I was like, if I was younger or older, I don't know if I would have been in it. We also have open minds, so
that matters actually. And I didn't know it matters, but it matters apparently. So shout out to everybody out there who, like, you know, is, I guess, open-minded and, you know, a little bit more educated to just kind of like look at something and not automatically judge it because it's different. You know, that's really important. And anybody else who is out there like that, I want to be your friend. I'm just saying.
Same. Please be our friends.
Let's all come together and enjoy all of this. And that's why we love the fans too. Like, that's why we like to make the videos and talk to the fans of the groups, because we're like, me too. Oh my God.
Same.
Well, yeah, and that was a cool thing too. Like, I'm not even part of the reaction videos, and then I got a goodie bag from one of the fans from their reaction videos, because she noticed that I do Millennial Girls with Raquel. So I was like, wow, like never in a million years would I have thought, and it's because of K-pop.
Yeah, but that's like who else does that stuff other than K-pop fans?
And it was like from a genuine
so
place.
nice.
Like it was,
oh my god.
Yeah, I don't even know how to explain. So that was
they're
that
so
was really
wonderful,
sweet.
and they will literally spend their life savings on like K-pop merch and albums and all
Literally.
that
And it looks
stuff.
like there's plenty of it from what I've seen with you guys so far.
And it's literally everybody from like age 13 to like 62 or older, and it blows my mind. It's like moms and all
my
that
mom
stuff.
loves
It like kind
K-pop.
of takes me back to like our childhood though, because again, pre-cell phones and everything, it was like you were opening up a magazine that had you know, boy bands and Britney Spears in it, and then if it came with a poster, you were so excited about it, and you'd put it up on your wall, and like just like all those little like nifty things and stuff that I feel like we kind of just like strayed away from.
I don't know where we
after
had that
era of pop.
We literally lost it.
Shout out to all the open mind WONHO performances that he
Oh,
did.
those were
all
great.
of his different outfits. I was here for it.
So many abs.
Loved
so
it.
many abs.
There's at least 10 of those out there. Like just different days that he performed open mind. I love it. So.
Yeah.
insane.
And it's like the outfits are great. Oh, it's just so happy. Makes me so happy.
Yeah, no, well, me too, and I've just like jumped on board. So I don't know if I'm learning the language anytime soon, but I'm definitely consuming.
I literally
all the
every
stuff
time
that
I
they're
come
putting
over,
out.
I'm like, we're gonna watch a new video today. This is a
No,
different
it was
group.
cool. Yeah, after
Did you show her twice?
I didn't show her twice
I
yet.
should watch twice.
Yeah.
Did you react to it on?
We
is
just
it posted yet?
It's the newest reaction we just did, so we'll
Posted
have to do
yesterday
it.
or last night.
We'll watch it after this.
I might have watched it already.
Really?
But anyways, yes. Plug your channel so that people can see your reaction videos.
I would just search Brooke Morrison or Raquel Goldie because you know both of our names are always in like the descriptions of the videos. But the channel itself is mine, Brooke Morrison. So if you want to go ahead and look that up, or you can find us on Instagram. So we have links up. You can find me at I am Brooke Morrison.
Raquel Goldie.
And Natasha Sahi.
Yes.
So make sure everybody that's watching on YouTube, please subscribe and ring the bell. I'm looking at you in the analytics, and I see that like 80% are not subscribed. So please,
How dare you?
If you subscribe,
how dare you?
If you subscribe, you don't have to search for it.
Yeah. It
So
just comes up for you.
That's easier.
If you're not sick of us already. No, I'm just kidding. And then yes, of course, on Apple, if you subscribe there, that helps us out, and leave us a 5-star review.
Please.
As Raquel says, it helps us and you know, supports the channel and
Algorithm.
makes us make more content for you guys. So I hope that we opened up your minds to K-pop. I feel like
WONHO.
I feel like if you haven't already searched half of the things that we talked about, or the people or the groups, you better do it now, because you're gonna have a good time and you're gonna get sucked into a deep, dark hole of K-pop,
which is
wonders.
a fabulous hole.
It's a great hole. I like this hole a lot.
This hole.
I'm in the hole.
We're in it.
Yep.
What we say here, Brooke, is peace, love, and unicorns.
Peace, love, and unicorns.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.